I'm Johanna. I'm the Farm and Hospitality Operations Manager at Virtue Cider in Fenville, Michigan. We're in the pits of winter right now. We just got dumped on like maybe, I don't know, like 8 inches of snow in the last several days. Before that, everything was very brown and drab and wet. So we have a lot thrown at us as far as what we need to do to maintain the property and keep our animals healthy and happy year round. One of the things that we really believe at Virtue Cider is that animals are happiest outside. So we let them be outside year round, but the pigs and the sheep and even the chickens and our rabbit Grimes are really happiest in their own element, which we allow them to decide themselves. So the pigs grow this woolly coat in the wintertime. It's lots of hair on their backs. So they get a different feed rationing in the winter. They actually need more because they are bigger, so they need more things. They get a higher protein and a higher fat mix, so they're still getting greens and that full sensation, because pigs don't recognize when they're full and they'll just keep putting weight and weight on. So let's see if we can wake them up. Hey piggy piggies. Hi guys. Hi. So an example of putting on weight is these guys were all born on site in March last year. Whoa. And they are giant. Their moms are twice the size, but they're fast approaching them. Hi. Hi. Yeah. So you can see that wooliness that I was talking about, all the hair they put on. In the summertime, they're kind of like naked bodies, not quite beach bodies, but naked bodies. And then this time of year, they put on a lot of hair. And so that helps keep them dry and warm. Plus, they're super insulated from all the fat. And then the sheep obviously are known for wool, and they grow extra durable coats for this time of year, and will typically choose to be outside moving around because that's where they get their muscular warmth, or they choose to huddle together and sleep in their sheds and shelters. So we have winter provisions look like this. It's oats. They're in the husk still. This is the sheep, one of the sheep's most favorite nutrient in the winter. It adds sugar and like carbohydrates to their diet that they can't get from hay. But the thing that warms them up the most, the food, is the grass. So the grass actually creates more muscle work for their stomachs. So this is, hay is literally dried grass. Sometimes it's like a mix of just native grass and alfalfa and oats and all of those things. And that's where they get all of their starches, their proteins, their sugars from primarily. The oats and the grain that I give them once or twice a day is just to kind of keep them active and interactive with us as farmers, because they get excited to see that. Plus it adds a little bit of a sugar boost, which helps them burn more heat in the winter time. And then they have 2 sheds, field sheds, that they live out of. They provide shade in the summertime, like a little bit of a break from the wind in the wintertime. And then we have a little roof on their hay feeder to help keep their hay dry, because hay, the only real risk with hay is that it can get wet and create mildew, and then that'll make them sick. So we have, it doesn't look like much, but it keeps them really happy. And it's like, you know, the quality of life that they would have in the wilderness times 10, you know, like they have kind of like these plush penthouses with this setup, which is cool. A rabbit's existence in wintertime is a little less glorious. I'm sure we've all like had that moment where we're like, oh look, a bunny, because that's kind of a rare occurrence. Rabbits actually like to burrow and hide because they're animals of prey. And this time of year too, burrowing adds warmth. So what Grimes does in the winter is he lives in the barn in a like a house that replicates a burrow, basically. So he has lots of hay. He has lots of hay, and he's already getting freaked out because we're outside right now. He has lots of hay and water and alfalfa pellets that he lives off of this time of year, and then we take him on a couple daily walks with a harness too. And right now his heart rate is going so fast because prey animals' instinct is to run from situations like this. And he's a chill one too, compared to other rabbits we've seen and worked with. Hi, bunny.